Paramashiva. Inhale and exhale deeply with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. Visualize, meditate, connect with him. He is a living, alive being. Drop your form into his form and dissolve. Remember, you are a Sarupya Mukta, means your form is dissolved into his form. All my disciples, now I am initiating Salokya Mukti, Samipya Mukti.
Shri Kailasonnata Dwadashanta Shyamala Pidharuda Shri Meenakshi Sundareshwara Pinna Swarupa Parashiva Putra Ratna Pramara Guru Manya Tulyavatara Shri Parvati Samana Labda Divya Jnana Vishruta Sakala Nikavagama Sarabhuta Dravida Veda Pravartaka Srimad Paramashira Karuna Samadikata Muktamaya Chaturashrayana Diyamana Shatra Chamara Shri Chinna Kahalati Samasta Viradavalyarandita Jnana Vijnana Chakravarti Sarvajana Sangha Satyojata Nirvana Diksha Vyayapa Varga Shibhuta Paramata Kalabheta Keshari Shaiva Siddhanta Sthapanacharya Shri Rajadhiraja Pandya Maharaja Guru Shabana Shakyati Mahantakara Nirvana Jnana Banu Vikshana Narharha Vajo Chetana Urvaka Vishavadvaja Sthavaka Shaiva Samaya Kartri Sarvanya Pidharuda Shri Jagadguru Shri Jnana Sambandha Desiga Swami Vagisha Sundara Manikya Vachaka Swami Nam Avatara Bhuta Shri Jnana Sambandha Swami Punarudrita Shyamala Bhita Mahasamsthana Jnana Samrajya Shasaka Sarvanya Pidharuda Tranavadyuttara Vashadatama Guru Mahasannithana Mahanirvani Pidhasya Ashtotara Sahasra Shri Mahamandaleshwara Atala Pidhasya Ashtotara Sahasrathama Shri Atala Pidhadhishwara Srimad Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Varya Satchidananda Pranava Swarupa Shrotriya Brahmanishta Nityotsava Nitya Mangala Nitya Kalyana Nitya Rajita Nityananda Pidha Mahasamsthana Mahasimhasana Pidha Kartril Jagadguru Bhagavan Sri Paramahamsa Nityananda Shri Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swami Parak Parak Parak.
Nithyanandam, Kailasa welcomes you to the Avani Tiruvila Brahmotsavam. The Avani Tiruvila of Kailasa The Avani Tiruvila of Kailasa is a grand celebration of the cosmic play and divine sovereignty of Somasundareshwara Paramashiva, a living reawakening of the miraculous Leelas that he lived and anchored onto this very planet Earth. It honors a timeless era when the Supreme Consciousness transcended conventional rules and physical laws to shower boundless grace and unconditional love upon every being. Through these 64 sacred happenings, Madurai was transformed into the ultimate living playground of the divine, establishing an unbroken lineage of spiritual awakening and cultural heritage. This sacred festival forms an eternal bridge between the golden era of the Kailasonada Shyamalapita Sarvajñapita of the Madurai Samrajyam and our contemporary realm. At its core, it commemorates the divine coronation, the Sri Somasundareshwara Pattabhishekam, where administrative sovereignty and cosmic authority were handed over to Bhagavan Somasundareshwara to rule over the entire universe. Today we also honor the 293rd Guru Maha Sannidhanam of the Kailasonada Shyamalapita Sarvajñapita, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashim, as the direct embodiment of Sri Somasundareshwara Paramashiva. By reviving this ancient spiritual kingdom originally established by Meenakshi and Sundareshwara himself, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is spearheading the monumental global revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma by re-establishing the living enlightenment ecosystem through the restoration of the Kailasonada Shyamalapita Sarvajñapita. Today, in Kailasa's temples around the world, the Leela Alankara of Somasundareshwara Paramashiva, where he gives the Upadesha, the mantra, the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, to the Black Sparrow, is depicted. Despite doing many good deeds in his previous life, a man committed a minor sin and was reborn as a black sparrow. Harassed by crows, the sparrow flew far away and rested on a tree branch in despair. Beneath the tree, some people were talking about the glory of Madurai, mentioning that bathing in the golden lotus tank in the temple and worshipping Paramashiva Somasundareshwara would fulfill any wish. Hearing this, the sparrow immediately flew to Madurai and bathed in the temple tank and then worshipped the Lord Somasundareshwara. Moved by its devotion, Somasundareshwara initiated the sparrow with the Mrityunjaya mantra and changed its species name from Elian, the weak one, to Valiant, to being known as the strong one. This is the divine Leela enacted and reawakened today in Kailasa's temples by the offering of the Leela Alankaram to Somasundareshwara Paramashiva's deities and to the deities of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashivamam. Let us now offer puja, where we mirror the neurological activity of the higher vertical time zones. Today, let us gain access and offer our deepest gratitude and worship to the deities of Sri Nityanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Meenakshi Ambika Sameta Sri Nityanandeshwara Paramashiva Somasundareshwara Swami and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashivam, and his deities in Kailasa's temples around the world.
ॐ सहस्रदलपङ्कजे सकलशीतरश्मिप्रभं वराभयकराम्बुजं विमलगन्धपुष्पाम्बरं प्रसन्नवदनेक्षणं सकलदेवतारूपिणं स्मरेच्छिरसि हंसकं तदभिमानपूर्वं गुरुम् ॐ जीवन्मुक्तिपुरीशाय श्रीकण्ठाय नमोऽस्तु ते नमो हालास्यनाथाय शङ्कराय नमो नमः श्रीमत्सुन्दरनाथस्य देवीं शफरलोचनां कलये हृदये नित्यं कदम्बवनवासिनीम् अथ धूपः ॐ दशाङ्गं गुग्गुलोपेतं सुगन्धं च सुमनोहरम् आघ्रेयः सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम् श्रीसर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति मीनाक्ष्यम्बिका समेत श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव सोमसुन्दरेश्वर स्वामिने नमः धूपमाघ्रापयामि अथ दीपः ॐ साज्यं त्रिवर्ति संयुक्तं वह्निना योजितं मया ग्रहाणमङ्गलं दीपं त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहम् श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति मीनाक्षम्बिका समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामिने नमः। दीपं संदर्शयामि। अथ नैवेद्यम् ॐ अमृते अमृतोद्भवे अमृतवर्षिणीम् अमृतं श्रावय श्रावय स्वाहा। श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति मीनाक्षम्बिका समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामिने नमः। नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। नैवेद्यानन्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि। नीराजनम् ॐ साङ्ग्रहण्येष्ट्यायजते इमां जनतां सङ्गृह्णानीति द्वादशारत्नीरशना भवति। द्वादशमासा संवत्सरः संवत्सरमेवावरुन्धे पौंजी भवति। पूर्वैमुञ्जा आह ऊर्जमेवावरुन्धे चित्रानक्षत्रं भवति। चित्रं वा एतत्कर्म कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिवशक्ति मीनाक्षम्बिका समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामिने नमः। कर्पूरनीराजनं संदर्शयामि। रक्षां धारयामि। शोणाद्रीशावताराय ज्योतिस्तंभस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। तत्त्वज्ञानप्रदाताय नित्यानन्देश्वररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। मूलप्रकृतिरूपाय परमशिवशक्तिस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। दण्डत्रिशूलहस्ताय कालकालस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। आदिपूज्याय देवाय सकृत्पूर्णत्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। सर्वाभयविनाशकाय शत्रुसंहाररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। योगपट्टाभिषिक्ताय राजसन्न्यासधारिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। सार्वभौमैकपत्याय राजराजार्चिताय च श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। मङ्गलं कल्पवृक्षाय मङ्गलं ज्ञानदायिने परमशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मङ्गलम्। मङ्गलं श्रीविद्याम्बायै मङ्गलं कामदायिन्यै सर्वमङ्गलदात्री नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मङ्गलम्। मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मङ्गलम्। परमावताराय नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम्। हरिः ॐ तत्सत्। सर्वं भगवत् श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिवपादुकार्पणमस्तु। ॐ नित्यानन्दम्।
Nithyanandam. We welcome all the devotees and the viewers here with us for the Divine Darshan with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyanaanda Paramashivamam. As we are all experiencing this Darshan with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, let us take a few minutes to invite and welcome all our friends and family for today's Darshan. Since 2006, before social media became a trend, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism spearheaded simple enriching through digital media platforms and reached an international audience. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established over 11.5 thousand digital media assets in over 108 languages and across 150 regions around the world. The first platform we are going to be sharing in today is YouTube. All of us can open YouTube and make sure to search for Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda. That is the official platform on YouTube. That is the official YouTube handle of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the YouTube channel. Make sure to click on the subscribe button. Make sure to subscribe and then click on the bell icon to stay notified on all the upcoming news and latest videos from Kailasa. Next, let us enter into the live video that is currently going on YouTube. Click on the live, enter into the live chat section on YouTube. You can post all your prayer requests, the blessings that you would like to receive directly from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, your questions, your powerful cognitions, all of that you can share on the YouTube comment section. Also, make sure to share the YouTube live with all your friends and family on WhatsApp and all the other platforms that you're active on, and also like the video.
The next platform we have is Instagram. All of us can head over to Instagram and search for Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda, which will take you to the official page of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Make sure to follow the profile and click on the profile picture, which will take you to the live darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, where you can like the video, you can share the video with your friends and family, and also in the comment section, you can ask your prayer request, your boon request, and offer your gratitude at the lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
The next platform is X, formerly Twitter. All of us can now head over to X and search for Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda Paramashivamam. That is the official handle of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Make sure to follow. And the topmost pinned post will be the live that is currently going on. You can enter into the live video. Make sure to like and post your comments using the hashtag AskTheAvatar. Whatever you want to request the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, you will receive the direct blessings when you use the hashtag AskTheAvatar and post your comments in X.
The next platform we have is Facebook. All of us can head over to Facebook and search for Kailasa's SPH JGM Nithyananda Paramashivamam. And once you see the official page, click on the page and make sure to follow and like the page. Just scroll a little down and you will see the live darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism happening. Make sure to like or love the page post, and also share it with all the groups, all the pages that you are a part of, so that the satsang gets shared with all of your complete social circles as well. So you can also go to the comment section and post your prayer requests, your gratitude messages at the lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Next, we will enter into the Kailasa's parliamentary voting segment. Before we entering into the segment, we would like to share a small video, which is an introduction to today's voting topic.
More than 117 million people worldwide remain forcibly displaced by war, persecution, violence, and human rights violations. Refugees are separated from their homes, families, and livelihoods, often without reliable access to education, healthcare, professional training, or employment. The SPH Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivamam is responding through Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo, Refuge for All, Kailasa's initiative, offering sanctuary, dignity, spiritual support and compassionate rehabilitation to persecuted Hindus, refugees and others seeking safety and a life free from fear. Kailasa's approach goes beyond providing temporary shelter. Refugees can receive spiritual education, yoga, meditation and completion to rebuild inner strength and emotional stability. They can also receive professional skills training, vocational education, career guidance and employment opportunities, enabling them to earn a livelihood, support their families, and become self-reliant members of society. Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo offers refugees not only protection, but also education, employment, empowerment, dignity, and the opportunity to begin their lives again with confidence and hope.
Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo. Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo.
Humanity is facing a historic displacement crisis. 117 million people were forcibly displaced worldwide at the end of 2025, including 41 million refugees and an estimated 45 million displaced people and children. Conflict, persecution, instability continue to leave millions without safety, shelter, or a secure future. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyanda Paramashivamam, is presenting the Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo. Let us all be protection for all of us, a foundation for coexistence, non-violence, and conflict resolution. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has declared this as an experiential expression of ahimsa, giving refuge to the whole world. Kailasa's vision extends beyond this through its humanitarian causes, including universal access to shelter and free, equitable education. The question and the topic for all the members of the Chit Sabha Parliament today is which policy should guide Kailasa in expanding the principle of Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo globally? The options we have are establish protection and dignity without discrimination as a core humanitarian principle. Option 2, prioritize children, women, and elderly and other highly vulnerable displaced people. Establish holistic refuge standards covering shelter, healthcare, education, and spiritual well being. Option 4 is prioritize long term self reliance through education, skills, and employment opportunities. We welcome and invite all the members of the Chit Sabha Parliament to head over to kailasa.org/Hindu-votes and cast the vote for today's topic.
The next is for all the Rajya Sabha members of Parliament. The question is, how should Kailasa practically expand Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo to people seeking refuge and protection? The four options are 1. Reach out directly to refugee organizations, shelters, and humanitarian groups worldwide. Option 2. Approach governments and communities struggling to accommodate displaced populations. Option 3. Launch global social media campaigns connecting vulnerable people with Kailasa's available services. And option 4 is build volunteer outreach networks to connect refugees with education, training, and humanitarian support. Now, all the Rajya Sabha members of Parliament can head over to kailasa.org/Hindu-votes to cast your votes for today's topic. With this, let us all continue to experience the divine darshan, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashivamam. Thank you, Nityananda.
The ultimate manifestation of Paramashiva's Sada Nrittamurti, Natarajamurti, Chandadandavamurti, Prarthanamurti, Gauri Dandavamurti, Sandhya Nrittamurti, Bhujangatrasamurti, Bhujangalalitamurti. I bless you all with Paramatvaita. All the Paramashiva Sena program participants from Tiruvannamalai, Inibisa, Bangalore, Adi Kailas, Chit Sabha members and Rajya Sabha members, Kailasavasis, and all the e-citizens, viewers, visitors who are joining with us through the internet and internet. I welcome each and every one of you with my love and blessings. Today, I initiate all the PSS participants into perpetual completion with root pattern. Anything which you have other than samadhi is pain pattern. Sit and complete, rewrite, rewrite. Whoever believes they have pain and the world has pain, do the samskara dahana kriya of deleting, completing and rewriting, recreating. So complete, delete, rewrite, recreate for next 48 days. So Paramashiva's direct message from Mahakailasa: enlightenment is not the end of your struggles, it is the end of struggler. Listen, enlightenment is not the end of your struggles, but it is end of the struggler. The missing piece of the puzzle of human life is not that you have not found what you want. It is that you have not yet discovered who is wanting. Listen. You can transform your whole life within one day, 24 hours. Just if you use your emotions, whatever powers you have, your emotions to identify who is wanting. Listen. Look honestly at your own life. From morning, you are searching for money, for recognition, for the right relationship, for security, for respect, for somebody who will finally understand you. And after all this searching, you become exhausted and you ask, why am I still not fulfilled? The question is, listen, that question, that why am I still not fulfilled, is the true beginning of spirituality. Not because you have become religious, not because you have bought 5 books on enlightenment and placed them respectfully on your shelf so they can become enlightened while you remain exactly the same. I have seen people buying my Gita books and asking me to autograph. I also autograph and send my commentaries on Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and I also autograph and send when they ask. They keep it in the puja room. Sometimes after 3 years, 4 years, when I go to their house for Pada Puja or accepting Bhiksha, when I go to their puja room, first to bless, usually when I visit any devotee's house, first I will go to the puja room. I will see the book unsealed, unopened, not a single page read. Forget about reading, it's unsealed. I ask them, why? They say, Swamiji, we do puja every day, Swamiji. Hey, Bhagavad Gita is supposed to be read and digested, lived. You keep the pot full of nectar and do puja whole day. Will you become immortal? Hey, you need to drink it. You need to digest it. You need to make it as part of you. Today I am going to reveal to you Sadhana Chatushtaya. 4 powerful sacred emotions that have the capacity to make you experience Paramashivatva and whatever you want instantly. The good news is you can trigger them. The great news is you can do it today. All you need is you need to trigger them and let them express through you with total intensity. Listen. Your emotions are not obstacles on the spiritual path. They are certainly not mere psychological weakness. When consciously directed, they possess the power to completely restructure your consciousness. Sometimes it does not take years of disciplined practice to change your direction in life. It only takes one authentic emotional breakthrough. And that breakthrough can absolutely happen to you today. Listen, in my own life, I have seen these 4 emotions not only giving me enlightenment, ultimate Paramashivatva, I have seen in my disciples' life, whoever uses these 4 emotions, they achieve the ultimate. The 4 sacred emotions I want you to understand and unfold before you manifest. I want you to manifest. Vairagya, the first. Vairagya, the sacred disgust with unconscious living. Vairagya, the sacred disgust with unconscious living. Viveka, the decisive discrimination between the eternal and temporary. The decision, the deciding power is Viveka. Mumukshutva, the burning desire for the ultimate truth. Burning desire for the ultimate truth. And Drida Sankalpa Nishta, the unshakable resolve that never gives up until self-realization is complete. Listen. Understand these 4 words. Disgust. Vairagya, the sacred disgust for the unconscious living. Viveka, the decisive discrimination. Discriminating decision power. Mumukshutva, burning desire for the ultimate truth. Drida Sankalpa Nishta, unshakable resolve that never gives up until the self-realization is complete. Understand clearly? Adi Shankaracharya himself, in the opening verses of the Viveka Chudamani, named these exact 4 as Sadhana Chatushtaya. The 4-fold qualification without which no sincere seeker can truly walk the path of self-knowledge. What I am revealing to you today is that these are not dry philosophical categories. They are the very same 4 inner movements ordinary people already use every day to chase wealth, status, success, anything you want. Today, I am showing you how these same 4 fires, rightly directed, become the engine that carries you straight into the living state of Paramashiva. Behind all 4 of these emotions is the 5th force, action, sadhana, without which even the most sacred emotion remains nothing more than a beautiful lifeless seed lying dormant in the soil. The beginning of the spirituality is not finding new answers. It is finally asking the right question. Listen. The first sacred fire, the sacred emotion is vairagya, spiritual disgust, sacred disgust, the powerful inner cry that finally declares, I have had enough of living unconscious. I have had enough of living unconscious. I have had enough of living unconscious. Vairagya is not depression. It is not escapism. It is not hatred of life. It is the piercing clarity of seeing that your current unconscious patterns are simply too small a container for the infinite being that you are truly are. You truly are. Vairagya is not hating life. It is refusing to ask small things to do the job of God. Look at something very ordinary. You buy a phone. You are excited for 2 days. You are happy. On the third day, you are checking whether a newer model has arrived. You wanted the phone. You got the phone. Now you want the cover. Now you want a better cover. Then you discover someone else has a better phone. And suddenly yesterday's dream device has become today's evidence of your suffering. The object changes. The structure of the mind never changes. You got the relationship. Then you get the fear of losing it. You get the position. Then you get the burden of maintaining it. The world does not merely give you objects. The world gives you responsibility. The world gives you the responsibility of protecting the objects. Ask yourself honestly, am I living my life or am I maintaining a collection of things I once believed would make me happy? That question is vairagya, beginning to awaken. Adi Shankaracharya lists vairagya as the first of the 4 essential qualifications of the sadhana chatushtaya. See, the book he names it as a Viveka Chudamani. But the first qualification he describes is vairagya. That's a funny thing. He did not name the book as Vairagya Chudamani. He names the book as Viveka Chudamani. But when he lists the 4 qualifications, the sacred emotions which can enlighten you right away, the first he lists as Vairagya. The first he spells out as Vairagya. Our own tradition is full of ordinary human beings in whom this fire exploded like lightning. Like lightning. I can give you the list. Arunagirinathar, Pattinatthar, Valmiki, Tulsidas, Nachiketa, Dhruva. I can give you the long list. Arunagirinathar was so disgusted by his life that he claimed the temple tower at Tiruvannamalai to end his life in despair. In that very moment, Subramanya caught him and turned his sacred disgust into enlightenment and manifested the ecstatic devotional poetry of Tiruppugal through him. Then Valmiki, he was just forest highway robber. The highway which is moving through forest, he was just forest highway robber. Ratnakara was cracked open by a single question from Maharshi Narada. When Narada asked, would his family share in the sins of his crimes, the answer of no ignited vairagya, so total that he sat unmoving in meditation until an anthill grew over his body, and from it emerged the sage who gave the world the Ramayana. Pattinatthar, a wealthy merchant, saw a message left behind by his son. Kadatra usiyum varadhagan kadaivalike. That single word shattered him completely. Means that even the broken needle which can't be used for stitching, that every needle will have a ear where you put the thread, that thread hole, the needle which is not useful, because the moment the thread hole is broken, the needle will not be useful for anything. Even that needle will not come with you forever. Even that you cannot take with you. That one statement. Kadatra usiyum varadhagan kadaivalike. The Vairagya awakened in Pattinatthar. Angulimala, a feared killer, wearing a garland of human fingers, met Buddha face to face, and seeing Buddha's compassion, his own violence became unbearable for him. That Vairagya got triggered. He woke up. The Vairagya is awakened. Bhartrihari, the king poet, disillusioned by the hollow nature of a love he trusted completely, and walked away from his throne to write Vairagya Sadaka. Yagnavalkya, at the height of his worldly success, distributed all his wealth and walked into the forest. Not because he failed at life, because he had succeeded at it fully enough to see through it, and his Vairagya got awakened. Kabir, Sant Kabir, a simple weaver, looked at the religious pretensions of his time and said, I do not see God in either of your houses. Turning his disgust towards the hollow ritual into some of the most direct devotional poetry in our language, he became enlightened. The day you become genuinely disgusted with your own laziness in meditation, your half-hearted sadhana, and your habit of postponing, your liberation to someday, that day marks the true beginning of your life as a sincere seeker. Paramashiva Swarupa is such. The moment you understand, he takes over. You don't need to meditate. You don't need to concentrate. You don't need to hold the bhava. You don't need to hold the space. The moment you understand, he takes over. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, he takes over you and you are in Paramukti. Paramamukti. Listen intensely. When you are focusing on the source, when you are completely centered on observing the observer, witnessing the witness, on the source of who you are, in that Swarupa, Paramashiva lives as Swarupa Tirumeni. That Swarupa Tirumeni is what is the creator, sustainer. He is the rejuvenator, and he pulls you out of delusion and he liberates. Listen. What I am teaching you is the highest Uttama sadhana. Just if you understand, it can take over. Even if you understand, actually, if you start observing the observer, you will see how what you want manifests, because the observing consciousness is not a passive dead matter. It's a very active, high frequency cosmic source. It just manifests what you want. All you need is only one thing. By focusing, observing the observer, if you even experience once or twice, what you want is manifesting miraculously. You will be so enamored that source consciousness, that supreme consciousness will take over you. Listen, once you see the gym is making your body as you want, the biceps growing, abs, shoulders, naturally the gym takes over you. once you see the pranayama strengthens your inner organs, and after the pranayama your face becomes fresh, eyes become sharp, all the senses are so alive. Once you see the result, then pranayama takes over you. Nobody needs to push you. You start doing it. You feel it as your part, your life. You are here for that. I tell you, exactly same. Exactly same way. Even once you focus on the source, observing the observer, witnessing the witness, whatever you want starts manifesting miraculously. Simply that your Swarupa takes over you. Paramashiva is inside your Swarupa, having Swarupa Tirumeni. The supernal effulgence. Super conscious form. I tell you, this Chaturmasya, these 4 months till the Navaratri, all of you focus on this Swarupa Tirumeni of Paramashiva, and take refuge in Paramashiva's Swarupa Tirumeni and enrich the world with this Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo initiative of Kailasa. Listen. Paramashiva's Kailasa's Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo is not just about providing a safe haven like good food, good shelter, good clothes, and good medical care, good lifestyle. No. It provides good food, good shelter, good clothes, good care, good medical care, all of it. And it provides the real Abhayam ecosystem where you can completely take refuge at the Swarupa Tirumeni of Paramashiva and become Paramashiva. Providing this ecosystem is the ultimate Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo. Projects, purpose and fulfillment. So understand, take refuge into the Swarupa Tirumeni of Paramashiva and enrich the world with Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo initiative. All the Kailasavasis, Rajya Sabha members, Chitsabha members, reach out to every homeless shelter in your country. Reach out to every homeless person in your country. Reach out to your government that Kailasa is providing refuge for all. You need to know, even the rich countries, many rich countries, common man can't afford health care. How many of you know? 92% of Americans have delayed or avoided medical care because of the cost. Listen, just within last 48 hours, there was an article, there was a news in Vian, WION. They say 92% of the surveyed adults have delayed or avoided medical care because of the cost. The survey have done over 1,500 US adults by a financial services firm. It found with young adults being the worst affected. According to the study, more than 94% of those in the age group of 18 to 28 have said that they have put off treatment for financial reasons. Followed by Americans between 29 and 44 years of age. The report says that the findings have highlighted a growing disconnect between having health insurance and feeling financially protected. The rising medical bills are allegedly pushing many American families to postpone treatment, cut back on essential spending, or fall into debt. Gender also plays a big role, and according to the study, women are more likely than men to delay medical care. Age and insurance status has further influenced those decisions. An uninsured, listen, according to a February 2026 analysis by a healthcare marketplace, an uninsured visit to a doctor office costs an average of $171 in US across major US cities. The financial strain is completely widespread. Around 85% of Americans say that they carry medical debt. A February poll by an American not-for-profit organization estimates total medical debt at $220 billion US dollar, or nearly about 960 USD for every adult with medical debt. A 2025 survey by the same American not-for-profit organization has found that nearly 1 out of 5 adults said that their health deteriorated after skipping a doctor's visit. Amongst the people in the age group of 64 and younger, that the number has jumped to 42%. Prescription medicines are also becoming less and less affordable. Another study by the American not-for-profit organization has found 31% of adults had switched to over-the-counter medicines because prescription drugs were simply too expensive. 19% admitted skipping doses or splitting pills to make their medication last longer. Healthcare costs across the United States are reportedly also rising amidst higher inflation. So listen, millions are suffering. You may think how Kailasa can afford to provide all this, because we found the dharmic way of living with the natural law of the cosmos. So natural law of the cosmos, listen, when you live in the natural law, with the natural law of the cosmos, you will be naturally awe with the cosmos. And whether physical health, mental health, emotional health, relationships, all that happens in such a supernatural way or naturally super way, we are able to afford to give refuge for all. So, all Rajya Sabha members, Chit Sabha members, initiated disciples, Kailasavasis, take this as a Guru walk. This Chaturmasya, Swarupa Samadhi, Paramashiva Swarupa Samadhi, take complete refuge in Paramashiva Swarupa and enrich the whole world with this Abhayam Sarvabhudebhyo initiative. This is the message from Paramashiva directly from Mahakailasa for this Chaturmasya. Focus your life on this too. Blessings to every one of you. Listen. The same principle by which Quasar organizes a galaxy out of raw energy is the exact same principle by which your inner cognition organizes your external circumstances. You are already a flawless cosmic broadcaster operating this magnificent inner instrument every single day. And the only tragedy is that you have been unconsciously using it to broadcast scarcity, self-doubt and fear, and calling the result your unlucky life. I am repeating. Some of these truths I want to repeat. You are already a flawless cosmic broadcaster operating this magnificent inner instrument every single day. And the only tragedy is that you have been unconsciously using it to broadcast scarcity, self-doubt and fear, calling the result your unlucky life. We are now going to point this weapon in a useful direction. Listen. The first technique is Anahata centered. Anahata prana chakratam. In English, heart mode breath. Your heart, Anahata chakra, is the powerful pranic energy releaser. The pranic energy you release from your heart directly makes your life. Listen. Every single morning, when you wake up, before your phone, before the world makes its first demand on you, sit in your bed and breathe through the heart for 4 to 6 seconds. Listen. Breathe in through your heart for 4 to 6 seconds. Then hold the same 4 to 6 seconds, whatever time you took to breathe in. Hold and release through the mouth the same 4 to 6, like a 1, 1, 1, same measurement. If you inhale 4, then hold 4, exhale 4. Do this for 2 full minutes. Listen. Yoga Vasishta tells this technique through the story of the Queen Chudala and King Shikidvaja. I want to repeat. Essence Uttama, best of Ramayana is Yoga Vasishta. Best of Mahabharata is Bhagavad Gita. If you guys read Yoga Vasishta also with the same importance you give for Gita. Of course, the modern Hindus don't give importance for both. At least little practicing Hindus read Bhagavad Gita but always miss Yoga Vasishta. But Yoga Vasishta is something extraordinary. Through such beautiful stories, it reveals the truth. The story of Queen Chudala and King Shigitvacha. King Shigitvacha was a mighty ruler, wise, just, and spiritually inclined. And his Queen Chudala was not just a wife, but his guide. Because the Chudala was very highly spiritually evolved soul, having attained the highest realization, full enlightenment. Actually, she could create entire cities with her will and walk through walls. The Chudala is the enlightened queen. Actually, you should read these stories to see how our ancestors lived. These are not story, real history, documented history, not some myth. She was, in a way, guide for King Shigitvacha. One day, a ruthless enemy army marched towards the capital. The court panicked. The generals trembled. And Shigitvacha felt his heart race, his vision narrow, and his breath became shallow. He was in full fear mode, replaying the worst case scenarios and unable to sleep. That night, the Queen Chudala, she watched his agitated breathing and decided to teach him a lesson no sword could teach. By using her yogic powers, she created terrifying illusion where the bed chamber was on fire and he jumped in terror, but it vanished. She did this 7 times. First, fire. The king Shigitvacha, he jumped out, but it vanished. Then the enemy inside the palace, he again jumped out of the bed and it vanished. Each time, his body reacted with a full fight or flight, and each time he exhausted himself completely. Listen. You need to listen. The main theme is what consciously you hold, your nervous system should radiate. I'm going to give you the technique for that. Your nervous system should live it. Finally, the queen revealed herself and said, "O king, The enemy is 3 days away and the fire real. But your racing heart and your shallow breath were completely real because you have already lost the war inside your own nervous system. And if you don't change your own nervous system, you are going to lose the war. She taught him this simple breath, that anahata prana chakratam, awakening the prana of the heart. Slow inhalation, gentle hold, and gentle exhalation, saying, she actually taught him, your body cannot tell the difference between the real enemy and mental one. But you can tell your body the difference through your breath. Listen. 99% of the time you are all suffering exactly like this Sikitvaja, fighting with mental enemies. The morning itself you pick up and see your Facebook, YouTube, Insta, and somebody has put some comment who is never going to see you, he may not even know you, but inside immediately your mind, you got that enemy and you are fighting with him. You are raging. You are planning how to attack him. Whether cyber complaint is right or hitting him back with more bad comment is right. Or you have any friends who can track this fellow and teach him a lesson. Are depressed. Oh, nobody likes this fighting with mental enemy. You lost the war inside your own nervous system. The negative conformational bias sets in. She taught the queen taught the king to remove that component. He practiced that night. He breathed into his fear. Exhale his panic. And within hours, his mind cleared and the beautiful solution appeared. So elegant. The war was avoided entirely. The strategy was evolved. The strategy manifested so elegant. The war was avoided entirely. When the enemy army arrived, they found a king so calm and so radiating certainty. The enemies got frightened, they laid down their weapons without a single arrow being fired. And the war did not happen. Without even war happening, the king Sikitvaja won. In the Vedagamic cosmology, Nigamagamic cosmology, understand Nigama means Veda. In the Nigamagamic cosmology, or life force is not just breath. It's the primary vehicle of Shakti, the dynamic power of consciousness. The first tattva to emerge from pure consciousness is nada or vibration, followed by bindu or point, then shabda or sound, meaning your breath is the microcosmic expression of this macrocosmic vibration. Chudala, representing Parashakti or supreme energy, taught the king that controlling the breath is controlling the very oscillation of reality. Controlling the breath is controlling the very oscillation of the reality. The shift from panic to calm is instantly perceptible the moment the breath deepens. Modern neuroscience confirms the polyvagal theory, which shows that your nervous system has two settings: sympathetic, fight or flight, and parasympathetic, rest and digest. And the vagus nerve is the physical switch. Vagus nerve is the physical switch. Research on heart rate variability, HRV, shows that slow, rhythmic breathing, specifically the 4-4-4 pattern, 4-4-4 pattern increases the HRV, which is directly correlated with cognitive flexibility, emotional regulation, and the brain's ability to perceive opportunities rather than threats. Listen. This 4-4-4. Actually, when you do 4-4-4, you will end up in holding little more than 4. That is okay. In practical sense, because only after counting the 4 you will start exhaling. By the time the exhaling starts, it will be little more than 4. That is okay, no problem. This 4-4-4 pattern increases HRV, which is directly correlated with cognitive flexibility. Emotional regulation and the brain's ability to perceive opportunities rather than threats. The heart's electromagnetic field measured by magnetocardiography extends several feet beyond the body. The heart's electromagnetic field measured by magnetocardiography extends several feet beyond the body, precisely as our ancient rishis Vasishta describes in Yoga Vasishta. Your 2 minutes of morning breath is not just relaxation, they are cosmic recalibration, where you are telling your nervous system, I am not being chased. I am not suffering any nightmare. I am creating. I am creating. I am manifesting. The next technique is being in the bhava, the knowing state. This is not just a technique. This is you consciously training your brain, rewiring your brain to reorganize itself. This technique is very simple. Choose something small this week. A parking spot or a specific message from your friend or the person whom you love, or a small unexpected sum of money. Choose very simple, something very small for you to gain confidence. So choose something small this week. Instead of hoping or forcing belief, simply know that it is already on its way. In the same relaxed tone, you would use to know the sun will rise tomorrow. When doubt inevitably shows up, do not argue with it or fight with it. Simply let it drift past like a passing cloud and gently return your attention to the calm certainty of knowing. Like you are Paramashiva, only that is going to manifest. Whatever other things comes and goes, doesn't matter, that and all is not going to manifest. So what you consciously hold only is going to manifest. Other things may come and go, they are not going to manifest. So do not have the anxiety created whether I am holding my bhava rightly or suddenly something comes up, will that manifest? Drop the anxiety of holding the bhava. No. So listen. Drifting anxieties, fears will not become real. In the ancient kingdom of Anga, Dadivahana ruled with his queen Padmavati. Queen Padmavati during her pregnancy had a strong longing to ride through the park on a well-decorated elephant dressed in royal garments, with her husband holding the royal parasol over her. The king granted her wish, but during the ride, the elephant suddenly went amok. Despite the mouth's best efforts to control it, running wildly through the fields and forests, the elephant eventually became calm and entered a nearby pond. The queen escaped into the forest and reached a burial ground where she gave birth to a son on her own. The boy was named Karakandu because he was delivered by his own mother. Under Vidyadhara's care, Karakandu became well versed in various arts and sciences. He was unaware of his royal origins and he was treated as an outcast by the society. He still carried a strong feeling knowing he is going to become someone great. He mastered all the arts, sword fighting and other training. Meanwhile, the king of the neighboring land of Kalinga, Dantavarka, had passed away without an heir. The ministers decided to find the next ruler by following an ancient custom. They would release the royal elephant, beautifully decorated, and carrying a sacred garland to roam freely throughout the kingdom. The royal elephant possessed an unerring, divinely gifted instinct to recognize the true scion of royal blood. Whomever the elephant garlanded would be the rightful ruler. The elephant, followed by the officials and courtiers, strolled all over the town, but it did not garland anyone there. Instead, it went to the forest unguided. The great surprise of the officials, who nevertheless followed the elephant, there, resting peacefully under the tree, the Karakandu, unaware of the kingdom's search, unaware of the political turmoil, simply existing in complete stillness. The royal elephant approached the sleeping youth and with its trunk gently placed the sacred garland around his neck. The boy woke to find himself surrounded by bowing ministers and courtiers, who immediately relayed the news to the chief minister. The minister instructed that the young man must come to the palace, and Karakandu was thus crowned the king of the country. He did not seek the throne. The throne found him, because he was simply being who he was, and the universe recognized him. The garland represents Swatantrya, the sovereign freedom of consciousness to choose, recognize, and elevate without human interference or manipulation. Karakandu did not try to become king. He did not campaign. He did not negotiate. Did not beg. Did not strategize. Did not even know he was being sought. He simply was, and his being was so aligned with the cosmic order that the divine instrument of recognition, the royal elephant, could not mistake. Have you ever had the experience of something you deeply desired, arriving exactly when you stop chasing it? Stop forcing it. Stop checking for it. This is pratyaksha, direct perception of the knowing state at work. The Agamas speak of Jnana Shakti, or the power of knowledge, and Ichcha Shakti, or the power of will. And these are not separate, but the two sides of the same coin. This is the principle of predictive processing in neuroscience. Your brain is constantly generating predictions about reality, and when your predictions is one of certainty, reality rearranges itself to match that prediction. His life demonstrates that true kingship is not seized or seized by force or strategy, but recognized by the universe when one is in a state of complete alignment. When you practice knowing, choosing something small and resting in the certainty of its arrival, you are not pretending or forcing belief that gritted teeth. You are becoming like Karakandu, so aligned with your nature that the universe recognizes, garlands you, and crowns you without you ever having to ask, chase, or struggle for it. The knowing state is not about getting, it is about being. When you simply are who you truly are, the kingdom comes to you. Just as it came to the sleeping boy under the tree. The third technique is programming the Karana Sarira through rewriting every night. Take your one main intention you want to manifest and write it down by hand read it silently. You might have observed, naturally my hand goes more like a writing on the palm leaf than the pen, because when I was narrating, I was only narrating the original context with which this method was revealed. By the ancient. If you can get a palm leaf and know how to write, do it on palm leaf, that's great. If you don't know how to write on palm leaf, at least write on paper. Every night, take your one main intention you want to manifest and write it down by hand. Then read it silently. Then read it aloud. Then close your eyes and visualize it in full sensory detail, repeating this entire sequence several times. I am repeating. Take your one main intention you want to manifest and write it down by hand. Then read it silently. Then read it aloud. Then close your eyes and visualize, hold the bhava in its full sensory detail. Repeating this entire sequence several times. You are doing, in scientific terms, is flagging that intention as important to your own inner bouncer, which then activates the entire chain. First deciding this matter, then relentlessly scanning your environment for anything related to it, and finally driving you to act on whatever it finds. This is precisely why the moment you truly decide something matters, you suddenly begin noticing conversations, faces, and opportunities that were always present around you, but were simply never let pass the door before. In Ramayana, there is a story, King Dilipa. King Dilipa and his queen were childless. And in ancient India, a king without an heir, leaving the court worried, and Dilipa carrying a silent ache in his heart. He consulted the divine sage Rishi Vasishta, who gave a single instruction. Go to the forest and serve the divine cow Nandini, the wish-fulfilling cow of Vasishta, for 21 days. Serve her with every fiber of your being. Do not miss a single day and do not ask for anything. Serve and let the service itself be your prayer.
श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षिसुन्दरेश्वरा भिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्ररत्न कुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वतीस्तन्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञान विश्रुतसकलनिगमागमसारभूत द्राविडवेदप्रवक्त्रे श्रीमत्परमशिवकरुणासमधिगतमुक्तामयचतुरश्रयान् गीयमानछत्रचामर श्रीचिह्नकाहलादिसमस्तबिरदावल्यलङ्कृत ज्ञानविज्ञानचक्रवर्ती सर्वजनसङ्घसद्यो निर्वाणदीक्षाव्ययापवर्गवर्ष विश्राण जीमूत परमतकलभकेसरी शैवसिद्धान्तस्थापनाचार्य श्रीराजाधिराजपाण्ड्यमहाराज गुरु क्षपणशाक्यादिमहान्धकारनिवारणज्ञानभानु वीक्षणानर्हार्हध्वजोच्छेदनपूर्वक श्रीमद्वृषभध्वजस्थापक शैवसमयकर्त्रे सर्वज्ञपीठारूढ श्रीजगद्गुरु श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्धदेशिकस्वामि वागीशसुन्दरमाणिक्यवाचकस्वामिनाम् अवतारभूत श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्धस्वामि पुनरुद्धृत श्यामलापीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रिनवत्युत्तरद्विशततम गुरुमहासन्निधान अरुणगिरियोगीश्वर परम्परागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञपीठ गुरुमहासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत काञ्ची कैलास सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तरद्विशततम गुरुमहासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्यमङ्गल नित्यकल्याण नित्यरजित कैलास परम्परागत आदिकैलास नित्यानन्दपीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठकर्तः साक्षात् श्रीपरमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परम्परागत वैवस्वतमनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चन्द्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचन्द्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ति परम्परागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मण्डित चतुष्षष्टि सम्प्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्मशासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञपीठ सुराङ्गी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूडामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणिपीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामण्डलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ जगद्गुरो श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिन् अत्रागत्य परिपाल्य च अस्मान् विज्ञानवितरणेन विजयी भव जय जय